and welcome to High-Rises Explained. Molde is an average-sized Norwegian town with around 20,000 residents. It's the county capital of Romsdal. It got an annual jazz festival and a football team that's occasionally good. And this building, the Scandic Seilet Hotel, said to be inspired by Burj Al Arab, perhaps the world's most extravagant hotel. The dimensions, scale and prestige isn't quite as grandiose in a smallish Norwegian town in the west coast fjords, but the similarities are there for those looking closely and squinting their eyes a bit. Where the Burj Al Arab is located on an artificial island in the Persian Gulf, Seilet protrudes around 40 meters into the Molde Fjord in an arrow shape. But I think that all can agree that the natural surroundings here are way more spectacular than in Dubai. The building was designed by local architect Kjell Kosberg of Kosberg Arkitektkontor, part of Norconsult since 2020, a quite prolific company with a good variety of projects from all around the country under its belt. Scandic Seilet is the only high-rise building though. This building have two heights, one to the top of the roof and one to the top of the mast or spire. In the high-rise community there is a big debate regarding which height should count or in what circumstances the spire height should be the official height. Especially when it comes to the tallest buildings in the world, where quite a few of them cheat by having a tall spire on top of the building just as an architectural feature but with no other real use. For the spire to count, it must be an integral part of the design and not just an antenna or flagpole that was added later. Anyway, to the top of the roof the building is 54 meters tall and to the tip of the spire 77 meters. The hotel has 16 floors and features 224 rooms. And the nicest ones are those with balconies facing the fjord to the south, attached to the mast. The building is divided into two parts. Closest to the fjord is the hotel high-rise, and behind is the Bjørnsonhuset Cultural and Conference Center, with seating for around 800 people in the main hall. Even though Bjørnsonhuset on paper is an independent entity from the hotel, it is for all practical purposes an integrated part of the hotel operations. In 2010, Moldebadet, an indoor water park, opened across the street and is connected to Seilet and Bjørnsonhuset via a sky bridge. The construction of the water park was commissioned by the city council, but since the project also included a spa, a gym and 53 new rooms for the hotel, it was developed as a joint venture between the municipality, the owner of the hotel and another real estate company. Just as with the cultural center, Moldebadet is basically an integrated part of the hotel. And as you might suspect, Moldebadet was also designed by Kosberg Arkitektkontor. When the hotel was officially opened by Prime Minister and local person Kjell Magne Bondevik on October the 11th, 2002, to much pomp and circumstance, perhaps the biggest attraction was the sky bar on the 15th floor. At least it was for me, the first time I visited. Mr. Bondevik doesn't drink, so what drew him to the hotel I don't know. Maybe he just liked the architecture. Unfortunately, the sky bar closed in 2019, so we had to book one of the rooms if we want to enjoy the view from up high. But why do we find such a special looking, and not to mention tall, hotel in Molde? Well, because Molde got some rich uncles. The adjacent Aker Stadium was paid for by Moldense Kjell Inge Høkke, one of the richest men in Norway. And the hotel was financed by Bjørn Gjelsten, a close associate of Høkke from across the fjord, together with, among others, Stein Erik Hagen, another one of the richest men in Norway, but not a local. The investors' stated aim was to strengthen Molde as a travel destination, and when completed, Seilet was the biggest hotel between Bergen and Trondheim. This title the hotel will lose by the fall of 2023, but it will regardless remain an impressive landmark in Molde. And lastly, a fun fact. Bjørn Gjelsten's real estate company, Fabricius, is part owner of the massive Fjordbyen development in Lier and Drammen. That, if built as planned, will become a new city with roughly the same population as Molde, and possibly a few high-rises for me to cover in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video entertaining or educational, not slightly annoying or at least a worthwhile waste of time, please consider subscribing and or giving the video a thumbs up. And follow me on Instagram at High-Rises Explained for some additional content. If you are a professional in the construction industry, have access to a high-rise or a great view to one, or if you think you can contribute to this project in any way, feel free to contact me. Again, thank you so much for watching, and you'll see me again in a later video.